Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Together, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Preparing the way. Preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and Me say Rastafari, war and cry, and do the righteousness. Hey, we love Jah, and we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, and we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, save all people. Hey, we love Jah, we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just a tie and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime, fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah Rastafari. We love all, and we love Jah. Me love Jah, Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah, Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah, Rastafari. Jah Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ Twink.
Build every day. Build, Matthew say. But the Laborites are rejoicing. It's time for the Prime Minister to impose new tax. After all this time he's been saying, we are the only government that has not introduced new tax. But is it the right time for this particularly new tax though? Good morning, good evening at the morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us this morning. And welcome to a look at the new taxes and what it means for Jamaicans wallowing in the aftermath of Melissa. Jamaicans who have been left at an economic disadvantage. What it means for the poor man on the street, the single mothers, and you cigarette smokers. What does it really mean? Question: do you think this is the right time for a government to introduce new tax, given the waffle of debt that we saw the government took out with the Americans and the IMF? To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome to Taxes Friday. Welcome to Taxes Friday, where you're going to pay more, working less. You are going to pay more, working less. But the Laborites are rejoicing. The Laborites are rejoicing as if it's a good thing. The country has been indebted by a $6.5 billion US loan. But then you ought to understand as well that if your prime minister can't take up IMF money, you're going to have to pay more taxes. The IMF is going to ask him to squeeze you, devastated people, a little bit harder. So the prime minister come up with him a nasty story and all our day can come up with. So we're going to look at the favor bit yesterday. We're going to look at the Julian bit. We're going to give you the global TV perspective, as well as we're going to give you a perspective from the concerned Jamaicans. Is it the right time? One might ask. Debbie Jarvis TV, Laverne, Pamela Acola, George Beckford, Evan Miller, Lynette Jenkins. Good morning, Miranda Ruddock, Paul Johnson, Marcia Thomas, Colleen, Violet Watson. Good morning, good morning. The Unstoppable One, how you do? Good morning. Barbara Simpson. Good morning, Renice Nicholson. Good morning, everyone. Silent listeners, good morning. Like and share the live for us. Please hit the like button for us. So, Jackie Walford, good morning. Yes, the labor rights are rejoicing over taxes, over more taxes, over more taxes. I never know such a thing can go so. But then, if you have to cheer your prime minister on, even when he's pointing a gun at you, then that really shouldn't be any surprise, should it? If they're willing to cheer Brogard on, even when Brogard is pointing a gun at them, then it wouldn't be any surprise to see them cheering Brogard on, given that their children are going to be indebted for a lifetime. Them going to have to fork out more money to buy sweetie and soda, give them picnic. But is it a good thing that they're taxing soda because someone belly may go down? Just saying. Is it a good thing that they're taxing soda because someone belly may go down? Is it a good thing that they're taxing cigarette because some of us lungs might clean up? Don't know. But is it the right time? Government always tax us. It's how government survive when governments are not doing drug dealing and money laundering. Then they're taxing us, you see. Opal Watson, Winston Campbell morning. When government are not doing drug dealing or money laundering, they're taxing us. The tax is not really my problem. The timing is really more of the problem for me rather than the taxes, because we expect them to tax us. I mean, there's two things that is sure certain: taxes and debt. I mean the debt. I mean the debt where you own. I mean the debt in the grave. Yeah, taxes and debt. Them thing that them something them two something that's certain. You don't have to worry about them. So it's not a matter of should the government raise tax. That's not the bigger part of my problem. The bigger part of my problem is the timing. We put out a few articles this morning looking at the different impact of the tax. I hope you have the time to interact with them. They're all published on our Facebook page. There's a link that leads you to the website. Those who have access to the app, you have access to them in the app as well. So the impact on tourism and manufacturing, the impact on household, as well as impact on specific demographic group, the poor working class, the pensioners, everybody, the different group, but the more affected group, the poor working class, the pensioners, all of the people that will be heavily impacted by more taxes. It's not about the tax, as me say. It's as well about the timing of the tax. And there's that banter, heated banter with Everard and Isat in Parliament yesterday. We also did an article on that as well. But we're going to look at a few video clips this morning from, we're going to give you the global TV perspective first. This is the information in your description area. We created into a Gleaner, morning, you don't have nothing pan way anymore. Gleaner, we are created with own news round here. When last you hear we call your name, we go draw your attention this morning for say, we're created with own news, Gleaner. Where are you? When last time I see Gleaner around corner there? We're creating our own news. I just saw it go. So let's listen to our perspective of the impact of these new taxes on poor people. Then we go to Favel and Julian.
The 2026 to 2027 tax hike, amounting to nearly $29.4 billion, comes at a devastating...
And this is Global TV News, nobody's news. This is Global TV's news.
...juncture for Jamaica, as Hurricane Melissa left an unprecedented trail of destruction totaling $8.8 billion United States dollars, equivalent to 41% of the country's 2024 GDP, and pushed thousands into economic precarity. With over 626,000 people affected, 120,000 buildings damaged, and key sectors like tourism and agriculture in disarray, households and small businesses were already grappling with lost incomes, destroyed assets, and disrupted essential services. Yet the new measures, including a $10.1 billion tax on sweetened beverages, a $3 per stick increase on cigarettes, higher levies on alcohol, and a jump in tourism sector GCT to 15%, risk exacerbating hardship for low and middle-income Jamaicans. Industry leaders warn that taxes on everyday goods will disproportionately burden vulnerable groups, while the tourism sector, still recovering from infrastructure damage and lost revenue, faces additional strain despite a delayed implementation until April 2027. Moreover, the government's decision to extract $57 billion from the National Housing Trust over 5 years has sparked criticism, as contributors' funds earmarked for housing are now being used to plug fiscal gaps instead of addressing the urgent need for shelter reconstruction. While the government frames the tax increases as necessary to fund recovery and address public health challenges like obesity and diabetes, critical questions remain about fairness and alternative financing options. Jamaica has secured $6.7 billion United States dollars in international support over 3 years, alongside emergency funds from its disaster risk financing system, raising concerns about why tax burdens are being placed on citizens rather than maximizing grant assistance or restructuring debt to free up resources. Additionally, though the income tax threshold is set to rise incrementally to $2 million by 2027, this measure may not be sufficient to offset the cumulative impact of higher consumption taxes on household budgets. The timing of the hikes, as communities are still struggling to rebuild homes and livelihoods, risks undermining economic recovery by reducing consumer spending power, further stifling growth in sectors that are vital to Jamaica's long-term stability. Without clear safeguards to protect the most vulnerable and transparent allocation of tax revenues toward recovery, the measures could deepen inequality and prolong the country's path to rebuilding after the hurricane's catastrophic impact.
That's Global TV reporting on yesterday's tax impact. So anybody else you're here with that, you know, say, are from Global TV. No call me, don't sorry for them. But them rejoicing, this new tax hike affect every Jamaican, especially the poor working Jamaican, the Jamaicans who don't have a job but still have to buy. The hustler who don't have a job but still have to buy, regardless of their party affiliation, it affects all of us. Those who are sending home remittance to our people, them, it's more we help pay all of these because we can't dictate to a family where they use their money pan when we send it go get them. So it's all of us that are caught up in this, but more so for the people of Jamaica, particularly in the western parishes. Is this really the right time? When places like Black River, Westmoreland, Parati, Cheddar Beach, and all those little economic lifeline along the southern coastline has been severely damaged. I mean, these people are going to have to pay more for soda, so they have to go drink less soda and then belly have to go down. Hmm? Now, let's go to Faval and Julian in Parliament yesterday. We'll first go to Faval Williams, and then we go to Julian. I think this is the Faval one. Hmm? It's not about the taxes, about the timing. Jamaicans don't have the extra to come out of them, to come out of them pocket right now. It's really not a time where the government should look for push this towards the people. Given the amount of loan we see the government possibly unnecessarily take out from the IMF, we see the government squander with 100% of the catastrophe ban pan JPS. And at this moment, we are being told that you, the people who have been ravished and torn and not even been assisted to get back on equal economic footing where you've been depend, is being told you will have to pay more taxes. Sickening. Not at this point.
Of no new taxes in the history of independent Jamaica. Madam Speaker, only a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 185.
No, here them are going to blame Melissa now. The only reason why we have to raise taxes on you is because of Melissa. This is the disgrace, you idiot. Idiot. Normal fool. Normal fool. Country bunkan. Melissa should couldn't have compassion upon the people and don't raise it at this time. So don't use Melissa as the excuse. Say, barring Melissa, we would not. That's the impression I'm getting. Otherwise, you are saying something else, Minister. As it is that you have a problem. As it is, Minister, that you regularly have a problem in explaining what you are saying or what you really mean or what you understand by what you are saying, Minister. I don't know what you really say, I know. But you can't say, I become Melissa, I don't have to raise it. And that I couldn't never raise the idiot. Big fool. Ventriculus, where you can't even mum out your mouth with your hand where you flap behind your head back.
Number of years of no new taxes in the history of independent Jamaica. Madam Speaker, only a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 185 miles per hour could have interrupted that. The Honorable House is asked to note the intention to apply.
Isn't the idiot saying to us, because you know, we said me a fool, but she a fooler. Isn't the idiot saying to us, barring Melissa, we wouldn't have imposed new taxes on you? Does it make sense, lady? Glenroy, does this really make sense? Say, because of Melissa, why you're not forced to impose new tax? Is it because of Melissa or because you're going to take up IMF money? Which one of them, Lady Mayor? Lady Mayor? Lady Mayor? Which one of them you talk? Because of Melissa or because you say, you're going to walk and take up IMF money so IMF want them profit? and have to squeeze IMF profit out of we. Tell us. But stop all can blame. Everything wanna blame Melissa Beryl and Raphael for. If you look, if you could have just take up Gilbert and add Gilbert to the blame game. When I know COVID, a Beryl, no a Melissa. Dig up Gilbert, buddy. Dig up Gilbert, bone them cause him start it.
GCT to digital services and intangibles supplied from abroad and consumed in Jamaica. This measure forms part of ongoing efforts to modernize the tax system and provide fairness in an increasingly digital economy. Digital services now form a growing share of everyday consumption by Jamaican households and businesses. Many of these services are supplied by non-resident providers with no physical presence in Jamaica, resulting in inconsistent application of GCT under existing arrangement. The rapid growth in digital transactions has highlighted gaps.
Don't tell me if me sound fool like Favor, you know, because if me sound fool like Favor, me will put bag over my head when me walk. So me know if me sound fool like Favor, so me can put bag over my head.
In the current tax framework. Similarly, services may be subject to different tax treatment, depending on whether they're applied locally or from overseas, placing our domestic businesses at a competitive disadvantage. In addition, the shift towards untaxed digital consumption contributes to revenue leakage and reduces the government's capacity to fund public services. The proposed reform is guided by the destination principle, an internationally accepted standard for consumption taxation. Under this principle, GCT applies where a service is consumed rather than where the supplier is located. In practical terms, this means that digital services consumed in Jamaica should be subject to GCT in the same way as locally supplied equivalent services. The application of GCT on international digital services and intangibles is expected to have a positive revenue impact once fully implemented. The measure is expected to yield in the first instance starting in the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2026-2027, because there's an implementation curve that we have to go up, and we're expecting $300 million in the first instance. But as it is fully implemented in the financial year 2027-2028, we would expect $4.2 billion. Our revenue measure number 2 would be levying the special consumption tax on non-alcoholic sweetened beverages. This Honorable House, Madam Speaker, has been advised that SCT will be introduced under the General Consumption Tax Act on non-alcoholic sweetened beverages. For this measure, non-alcoholic sweetened beverages are defined as all non-alcoholic beverages containing added sugar or other caloric sweeteners, as well as beverages containing artificial or non-nutritive sweeteners, whether carbonated or non-carbonated, and whether manufactured locally or imported. The primary objective of this measure is not only revenue mobilization, it also supports broader public health objectives.
This is the fuckery. Spare me some latitude here. This is what they always do to us. They create a scenario to say, we taxing you on cigarette will help your lungs, will help those around you who are passive smoking. rather than ban cigarette. They rather tax you and say it's okay to damage your lungs once you're paying, or it's okay to damage the lungs of those around you, provided you're willing to pay. It's the same thing here with the clean air tax levies and all of them, something that the clean zone. If you're willing to drive into the clean zone with your dirty car and pay the money, it's not a problem. But they have that clean zone where certain vehicles are driving about. If you carry your unclean vehicle in there, you pay. It doesn't solve the health problem. Similar to what the minister is talking about now. You're taxing hungry Jamaican who want to raise them sugar level. Not that it's healthy, but you're going to tell them, say, you raise it because it will be a health benefit for them. Why not move towards the manufacturer and say that we cannot have these unhealthy measures in our food chain? Why not target them? It doesn't solve the problem of obesity and weight problem or health problem concerning to these sugarers, e-numbers, calories, and sweeteners. It really doesn't. People will still buy them. So that argument of we are taxing, a part of us taxing it is for health benefit. Bullshit, minister. Bullshit. It has been shown time and time over that these made up arguments, for whatever reason, will not come with one and one raise tax. It's bullshit. Now, me as a person who did business and financial law, the policy side of it though, not the numbers side, I would be able to break down the numbers side for you, because I know me is not a number person. But even if I was listening to Faval, it would be hard to understand what she's explaining and then to break it back down for Ono. But this argument, the health argument, doesn't wash. Not for a second, Minister. Cut the bull.
Jamaica continues to experience elevated levels of obesity and diabetes, and sweetened beverages are recognized as a significant source of extra sugar consumption. Any reduction in consumption resulting from the price adjustment would represent a positive supplementary outcome. Madam Speaker, this Honorable House is being advised that sweetened beverages are widely consumed.
How does tax tackles health issue? I don't know. You'd have to ask the minister.
Consume across income groups and represent a high volume, consistently traded category of goods. Data from the 2024 Economic and Social Survey of Jamaica indicate that domestic production of carbonated beverages increased from approximately 17.3 million cases in 2020 to an estimated 20.1 million cases in 2024, reflecting sustained demand. Sweetened beverages are currently subject only to the standard GCT rate of 15% and are not presently listed in the Act as prescribed goods for SCT purposes. The proposed SCT will be assessed on a per unit basis, calculated based on the total liquid volume of each sweetened beverage measured in milliliters. The Honorable House is further advised that the SCT will apply at the point of...
So you're done. So you call milliliter like a two different word, yeah, call. Barefoot dunce. Your dunceness don't have on shoes pan in a Faval. Faval, your dunceness need shoes pan it, you walk crutch pan the whole heap of rock stone and maca and all of the same thing them. You need to walk flat-footed, Faval.
Manufacture for domestic producers and at the point of importation for imported products in accordance with the provisions of the GCT Act. This ensures, Madam Speaker, administrative efficiency and parity between local and imported goods. The SCT will be applied at a rate of 0.02, which is 2 cents per milliliter. The estimated revenue gain associated with levying the SCT on non-alcoholic sweetened beverages is estimated at $10.1 billion and will take effect during the first quarter of fiscal year 2026-2027. At this rate, just to break it down in terms of the estimated retail price impact, it would be as follows for these examples. So for 300 milliliters beverage, it would be $6. For 600 milliliter beverage, it would be $12. And for a 2-liter beverage, it would be $40.
That's what you got for a Minister of Finance. Lord Jesus, favor dunce, favor dunce, favor dunce, favor dunce. Let's go to Julian Robinson. He may can tell us something. I don't know how to explain anything to know what favor say. Barring the health part where the minister talk about what we know say alliance story, it don't go so, because what you have to do is adjust the health crisis rather than tax the health crisis. Dunce. Barefoot dunce. Dunce where your dunceness need shoes. Dunce will read like 4-year-old primary school picking. Dunce will call millimeter in a 2 different word. Dunce. E-millimeter. 9 millimeter dunce. E-meter melee. E-meter melee. Woman, you're dunce. And when me say you're dunce, me mean say you're dunce. You use an embarrassment to a country because from the bright shining diamond of a Nigel come well left like a rusty penny. We have no understanding of money management in our country. Not one, Jody, how you do? Not one bitter understanding how money go in our country from the bright shining diamond turn into rusty penny. Not an understanding. This woman is just clueless. We don't know where we're going with favor, and because Andrew has steer favor, Andrew is only hoping to steal. Debian, how you do? Glenroy. What a calamity, Jamaica people. What a calamity we get in. Right when we depend on government having foot pan, we are coming out with packet. Government will just go take up $6.7 billion from the US. Government will go take up 150 million len a foreign company. Government coming out with packet while we depend on. Government never wait till we get up, So me gonna know all party people are gonna pay tax. And that me gonna know all party people are gonna afford soda and cigarette. This is a disgrace. This not at this moment. I know the tax are my problem. So me no want Labour right go walk and talk and say me no want Andrew to tax them, Andrew tax them, but it's not the right time. Ainsworth. It's just not the right time, Prime Minister. Good God Almighty, we still depend on. Wait till we can turn up on our foot now. We always are coming out with pocket. Rather than a tax we are on a thief with. We used to that. But I mean, when we depend on, when a charity affair work and help we, you mean the little big money, we still have to go contribute more out of it. I mean, them are closing pan we over foreign, so we have to go pick up them taxes too, We that foreign, not safe from this bullshit. We go pick up it too. Because what expense we are foreign pick up at home. So we have to pick up all that extra taxes too. So I don't know labor right to rejoice about. It's not my taxes the problem. It's the timing. We still depend on the Prime Minister still a walk and tap over we in the mud and water and the gore same way. The Prime Minister still have tap over we under the zinc and the tarpaulin. Slide green native will look pan we. Slide green native will look less. The big titty one. Not even less. Let us listen to Julian Robinson. Maybe you will understand something. I don't understand what favor say. No. Me not able to go. Me not have the time to go back down to primary school level favor. I'm a master's level. Favor Williams, I'm a master's degree level. Me would have to drop down too far, drop down there so to understand you. And then there's a journey to come back up. Favor, that's too much time. Me not have so much.
Our preliminary comments, having just received this, and the opposition will more fulsomely respond as we go along. I want to make a couple of comments. Before we get to Melissa, or even before we got to Beryl, it's important to remind the country that for the last 2 fiscal years, government's revenues have been struggling to meet government expenditures. And the government has relied for the last 2 fiscal years on 2 one-off transactions, which have allowed the government to fund the budget. In 2023-24, the sale of 12 years of future revenues from the Norman Manley International Airport yielded $75 billion, which financed the 23-24 budget. For the 24-25 budget, the sale of future revenues, 10 years of future revenues of Donaldson's Airport yielded $61 billion, which allowed the government to finance the 24-25 budget. I am making this point, Madam Speaker, to indicate that without Beryl, without Melissa, the government would have had to find some other asset to sell to meet the demands of the budget. I want to go to some of the measures, again, preliminary to what the ministers proposed. In relation to
Globalist budget debate, I got at this year, you know. Budget debate, I got rumpus this year.
The special consumption tax on non-alcoholic sweetened drinks. I know there is a public health imperative, a very big one. But I will say to you, I do not believe.
That's what I'm understanding from the digital services, Abena. And there's going to be tax applied to us who is doing online service from here to Jamaica. So everybody caught up. Everybody caught up, and them don't even know where I got to a foreign here. Them don't even know, say, in a foreign, the norm is to rob Peter a month time for PayPal.
The price increases will change behavior. Hold on. And hold on. And the persons who are the greatest consumers are young children.
Lynette, what can I sell the people? You know, see, when Andrew got South Africa where they are free and give away for. Andrew not see no value in a week when he got South Africa where they ain't give away free, totally free.
Children who go to basic school, primary school. And we need to change the culture. But when you look at the demand for these goods and the level of the increases, I would posit that it's a relatively inelastic demand, meaning that I don't believe that you're going to have much behavior change. Yeah. What I'm recommending, though, is that
Exactly. Taxing behavior doesn't change the behavior. What you need is health education, and you also need to put policies upon the manufacturers for them make more healthier drinks and all of these things we not tax and say if we not tax it, people won't buy it and it will obesity and diabetes and all this bullshit we got. Bullshit, sir, ma'am, bullshit.
Of the 10 billion which you, and by your own measure, the fact that you anticipate to collect so much from this indicates that you don't really expect there to be a significant fall off in demand. Correct. But I would recommend that some of the monies that are collected from it, are invested and provided to the local agriculture industry so that natural juices, unsweetened natural juices, can be provided.
Now, when you look on a country like a Jamaica, where we have fruit rotten pan dot a year time, when we have all sort of wild grown fruit, we're rotten pan dot a year time. Look how Jamaica produce cucumber. Look how Jamaica produce ginger. Jamaica have, listen, if it's about health, agriculture is the way. Jankro, if it's about health, agriculture is the way. What we need to do, we need to have a system of how we preserve our fruits them. We go wasteful at air time for use to make healthy drink and then something there. We not contact about all because to say we not look money for the multinational conglomerates. Jankro no move no? Move with the deceiving argument no?
As alternatives to the sweetened drinks, and that the monies, the 10 billion, are not solely just put in the overall consolidated fund, but that we enhance our ability to provide the substitute funds. Second,
listen, before burial and Melissa liquid make anybody tell you oh mango waste a St. Elizabeth a year time. We can find a way to harvest guinea to make juice. Guinea go waste a year time. We have some plum in the mangroves, a parity, when you ag plum, the way all ag plum tastes. We have so much different things where we can make into healthy juice. We need to have ways of preserving with things them cashew meat grow wild. Cashew meat grow wild. Pomegranate grow just so. We have pineapple. I remember when you used to go and Montego Bay and you just pass fields and fields and fields of orange and mangoes and what the Sharon tell them about St. Elizabeth. We have everything pan dot a while there. We have all of the fruit them at St. Elizabeth pan dot a while. And you mean to say government account tax we rather to put no see how fruits grow wild at St. Elizabeth before Melissa and Berry liquid on a dot. And I know all people go start grow again because the amount of seed and something where Melissa and Beryl would have taken and chuck here, there, and everywhere. If it's about health, agriculture is the way to do it. Who have a more fertile soil like we? Look on since Melissa, how the agricultural industry for those who are planting bloom to the point where melon, Lord God, don't even talk about melon at Southwest Central. Don't talk about melon at Southwest Central. We make melon. Upper South make melon. So nobody even talk about melon. We have one thing when look like a melon as well, what we call squash. You can use squash make juice. You can use squash for cook up your saltfish. Lord Jesus. Jamaica people, I want to support these criminals. These criminals we are bringing Bill Gates, pedophile Bill Gates, will give Melinda antibiotics in an alcohol because Bill Gates go have all over the Bill Gates food. When I swap, look on the line up a KFC, Jankro, big belly Jankros, want to lose on the waistline because on the door. Cantaloupe, Lord Jesus. When you don't even talk about sentences. You see, when you go up a south, when you go up at the upper south sentence, but up where the red dot there, so you hit like Williamsfield, going all the way back to Junction, Southfield, Flaggerman, Great Bay, Lord Jesus, Newcomb Valley. If you don't see, if you don't see the vegetation of Newcomb Valley, and that is just one community in a southwest St. Elizabeth. Just one community, you know. And if you see the vegetation of Newcomb Valley, don't even talk about, when I think we call them avocado, Debbie up here, we call them. Listen, there was a time when you're in the town of Black River, vans upon Black River used to smell sweet one time, you know. When van go for go Westmoreland side, the west side of Jamaica, with all sort of vegetation, them scallion, thyme, onion. Hey, Black River used to be sweet when you're on North Street. A North Street or a High Street, Sharon. The one we're coming over the bridge, we'll go straight down Westmoreland side. Black River used to smell good because all of these fine organic vegetation, because Southwest St. Elizabeth used to supply the hotel industry, big time, melon, tomato, onion, scallion. Lord Jesus, look how Fly Green do it. Fly Green, we want your head pan a platter to blood clot. Fly Green, you and Dr. You and Christopher talk, we want uno head pan platter because uno mash up agriculture in a Southwest St. Elizabeth. Me know that. I know nobody but uno. Me want Fly Green. We have mango. We have all different type of mango St. Elizabeth. We have one mango what we call common mango. That just common. That just the everywhere so. Then we have what we call green skin, we don't call them blackie. We have number 11. We have Johnny. We have turpentine. We have beefy. We have foul roost. Jesus have mercy. Lord, don't atara pumpan. Over, you say Spice Grove? You say Spice Grove. And a giant community in Parity. Them just the crack. Spice Grove is behind the summer where you see where they become famous. That mangrove, Spice Grove is behind that mangrove. That's a mango haven in Parity. You see, if you ever eat a mango we grow up on Sunland, they say we want Fly Green and Tufton head pan a platter. We need to tie Tufton and Fly Green pan steak with fire below them, and every day we go cut off piece. Yeah. St. Elizabeth is destroyed. Robin mango. Hairy. Beefy. Jesus. If they know all Fly Green and Tufton this, and to top it off, these are the very same people that have destroyed our fishing industry. You could make that fucker up if you're writing a horror novel. Anyway, we could finish Julian before we get in a Isifit. Because if you're from St. Elizabeth, you would understand how them destroy we. I don't even think ganja grow down there anymore. And now we being the king and queen for ganja. You see a lot of those big pretty house all over St. Elizabeth. A ganja house then. Ganja house and fishing house and farming house. And so we As so St. Elizabeth become residential.
In relation to the environmental protection levy.
Yes, Sharon. Thank you.
Again, my recommendation, the funds that we anticipate to collect from this goes into building greater resilience so that we can absorb some of those shocks that we naturally are going to have in the future, right? And when you look at you anticipate raising 3.6 billion from it. And we know that given the nature of climate change, we're likely to have future events that some of those resources we put to build resilience, whether it be in the infrastructure, river training, other things. Madam Speaker, I am also happy that the government finally has not just followed the recommendation of the Fiscal Commissioner, but abided with.
You see a lot of junkers from St. Elizabeth. All of you junkers that went to Monroe, Hampton, St. Elizabeth Technical High School, you know those 3 major high schools in St. Elizabeth who were at the top of the pecking education order in Southwest Jamaica. One of the campaign for the liberalization and the legalization of ganja, not declassification, complete legalization of ganja. St. Elizabeth, one of the lobby for that, because holy power in a power in a St. Elizabeth, a ganja, so no to education. Yeah? No matter how no go on, IT tight and pumse now, a ganja, so no to school, college, and university. One of the campaign for the liberalization and the legalization of ganja. That may I tell you, especially on of St. Elizabeth.
The FAA Act in ensuring that the revenue measures are tabled at the same time as the estimates of expenditure. I will close here, and as I indicated, these are our preliminary comments, and once we have an opportunity, the budget debate and others, we will expand on it.
It's just not the right timing. So the government come up and tell you about, oh, it's because of Melissa why we have to tax you. Lie. You're not more for sell. But the problem is the wholeness. You borrow. You borrow. You beg. And you get gifts. We don't benefit and not benefit from it. And to top it off, a few packet you're coming to pay back IMF their money.
So today, I don't usually talk.
A few packet Andrew Holness coming to pay back IMF money. Now let's listen to a concerned Jamaican and this tax issue. And Lady Esmeralda.
So today, I don't usually talk about politics.
Hold on.
I just don't like it. But honestly, how can we even think, Minister? How can we even think about charging Jamaicans more taxes? Think about it. We're already a country suffering. People are broke. Don't look at the people driving the rich cars and living in the rich houses. That's a minor amount of the population. Minor. If we have 3 million people in Jamaica, I don't even think 20% is doing well. And the ones that are doing other things, they are not things that I would want to do. So how can you, after coming out of a Category 5 hurricane that devastated not just the West, but businesses across the island that depend on tourism and depend on the dollar and depend on services, I want to sit down and tax people? And your excuse is, Melissa, How much money did you give Jamaica Public Service Company? Do you think about that? 150 million.
This is the most irritating part of Fable's speech yesterday, is where she come tell we say, because Melissa cost this government to introduce new tax. That's why you shouldn't. That shows that the government now have compassion. That shows that the government is very uncaring. And Melissa make you shouldn't do it. You know when me go lash the Prime Minister? In the budget when he come talk about the $20,000 when he give back people last year, Prime Minister may go walk over your barefoot.
In US, when you're thinking about taxing Jamaican people, how much money did you receive from coffers all over the world and locals as well, in the billions? And
Babs
where
the
did
collecting
that
bowl.
go? So why?
Babs with the collecting bowl. Babs with the collecting bowl. I'll know without ear. Andrew Oldness and him friend collecting online. I'll know.
Do we have to now be taxed for a hurricane? Think about it. Didn't your other minister put this in place not to have this happen to us and get an insurance of 150 million US to help us, which was given away to another company who don't give a crap about us? And you want to turn around and tell me that you're going to tax Jamaicans that already can't pay tax? We already can't pay the tax. Look on your tax burden for the country. Look at how many people owe tax. Don't look at all these fancy cars coming in and being bought, because most of them end up back on a lot. Have you checked out these repossession lots to see how many cars are come back on them? Have you looked at how many mortgages are being defaulted? Have you looked at how many businesses are struggling? Have you looked at how many banks are not receiving their payments, their credit card payments, their loan payments? So in times of when people are suffering, you came into an election saying you're not charging any more taxes, you're not giving us any more taxes, and you won the election on one of those promises. Now, you have to find other ways to get your money, and that would be a stimulus package, which we have not even gotten. In America, you just get a check in the mail, and that's a stimulus package for people that were hit by whatever it is, whether it's COVID or hurricane. I've not received a check in the mail. I've not received any stimulus. It is so hard. Make it easier to open a company. Make it easier to do exports. Make it easier for businesses to operate in the country. Stimulate the market by bringing in more businesses that can stimulate income. These hotels that are closed, work to get them open, because that's foreign exchange you're not collecting, not my fault. You have so many hotels closed for one reason only, to collect insurance. Some are devastated, yes, but others are not. And they should open, and they should be demanded to open, because there's nothing wrong with them. And the ones that are being fixed, no problem. Because what has happened is that the good thing is that other people have gone to the smaller hotels, the boutique hotels are full. The hotels that are actually open are full. So we need to look at these things before we just jump to say, Jamaica, get ready for taxes. We're not going to tax the vulnerable. How you know who the vulnerable is? How you know? Because they don't have a job. Some people have businesses that are struggling, especially after Melissa. Some people are doing well. Some people are not. You can't handpick who you're going to tax. How are you going to handpick who you're going to tax? You're going to be doing what other countries are, this other person doing now, and say, you're going to tax the poor, or you're going to tax the rich, or you're going to tax the middle class. If you're going to do a tax, it has to be a straight tax. So my advice to you is, when you drop GCT the other day to 15.5%, 16 to 15 or whatever, put it back up if you want. Drop your GCT back to 16%. So it's the overall tax bracket. Instead of taxing the businesses and taxing the NIS and the PAYE and the education tax and all these taxes that, you know, I drive on the road the other day, I drop into potholes and I said to myself, we're paying tax, but we're going to drop into a pothole. But then I walked on the road the other day, just walked, and I couldn't believe what I was walking on. This is not road. I'm still seeing the stones in the asphalt. It means it's all worn down. The taxes that people are paying should be going towards these things so that we appreciate what we're paying taxes for. But I can't be paying tax on my car, paying to pass my car to be fit for the road, and then I drop into a hole because the road not fit for my car. And I understand you have to find a way to raise money, but find other ways. Put your mind to work, put your ministers to work, and say, how can we raise some more money? Because the other day I saw that Jamaica has the most reserve put down ever. So utilize some of that reserve if you need and put into the system. But I can't see how, with so many people down, borrowed money, still not open, roof still not fixed, water and light still not back on for, somebody told me yesterday, 80,000 people still affected by flow. 80,000 I was told yesterday by somebody. And how much thousands still affected don't have any light yet, don't even have a roof over their head.
All right, you don't have light, water, and have phone signal.
We're still raising money and asking people to give us money. We're still begging the corporate, drain them every dollar them have to help. And we're going to turn and tax them and tax people. No, you need to think of another way. Because this is one thing I can say. It's going to become a chain reaction. That's not going to be nice. And you're going to regret it. You are going to regret it. I promise you. Because the people of Jamaica are not going to take it anymore. Between the highest water, the most highest prices in electricity, with the worst service, horrible roads that we're trying to get back and fix in a way, struggling to get our hospitals up and running, struggling to get the bare necessities to work like light, water, cable. You can turn and tax the people of Jamaica again. You can tell me when last you taxed us. Try to find another way. Because what will happen is that more people will owe tax. You will not be able to collect it. And you probably will have to build more courthouses to bring these people in that do not pay their tax. Because if people are already struggling to make a living, and they're struggling to pay their taxes, and they're struggling to survive and take care of their kids, and take care of their family, how do you think in your mind, a few weeks after this hurricane, you want to bring taxes on the Jamaican people? Maybe in 227, you can look at that, but definitely not in 226.
Yeah, just like that. But in this tax war, let me provide you an advice before I go this morning as to how we can fight this war. It is a war, mind you. Let's tell you how we can fight the war. But if you're going to engage in a war, you're going to have to engage in it meaningfully. Now look at the things them with them tax. Look at the food things them with them tax. We can wage a war against that, you know. They can stay on the shelf and they'll come off, you know. Because we have the soil, we can buy the seeds, We can do bartering and tendering. For those who don't have soil or land space for plant, there's something you swap with the person where plant. But let us wage the drinks war. But you can't be lazy if you're waging a war. Jamaica have all sorts of fruits and vegetables. There's a thing called juice extractor, where you can make your own juice, bottle them up, and put them on your fridge. I've done it. I don't buy drinks from the shop. I only buy water. I have my juice extractor. If I need to drink any drinks, I buy the fruits, I extract the juice, and I have my juice. Natural and organic, or organic as they call it, or the Bill Gates fruits them, but not the fruits that they then put added chemical in, not the fruits for them just tell you say a fruit drink, and all it is sweetening, sweetener, coloring, and preservative. Those of you who can afford a juice extractor, buy it. If you need to drink something sweet, those are you who can afford it, beg your foreign a family to send you one or buy you one. And you can make your juice. You can make your healthier juice. Jamaica have a lot of fruits and vegetables. You understand? Fruits and vegetables are something we grow in Jamaica all year round in different seasons. In a summertime, me go a park, me pick grape. And my local park have grape. Me pick grape, me make juice. Me pick cherry, me make juice or me make jam. Uno too lazy and become complacent and want open package every minute for nyam outa. Uno love package and buckle and cancer. And box. Look on the line of KFC. Wanna know America have place to grow fowl, barring Bill Gates them make this thing them in a lab send Congo. What is wrong with you? Uno don't see say when we there grow up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when yam rice and flour to no ends, when yam shamshuku gizzard and cake, we never used to fat and overweight though and lose the waistline because we were always active. Friday was a day where we go look wood, where then we gotta see go bathe. When we gotta see go bathe, we want the whole strip of the seaside. We pick mango, coconut, because down a Crane Road, them rich people house do have a lot of them synthetic, them fruit, them not there. Sometimes I just saying caretaker, so we don't just invade them property. When we got seaside, we go bathe, a group of we got seaside go bathe at daytime. We walk up and down the whole stretch of the beach and look fruits and all them thing there and we eat. We never overweight because we never lazy and we also nyam like a way, you know. Nyam like how we used to nyam them days there. We never used to walk on main road. We have shortcut all about the community where we can go all about the community and not touch road. Them you're picking here one shorts and t-shirt and slippers and phone. You know see how modernity and technology turn we in a robots and stooges? Because you all want a nice life, you all want the modern life. How much I know in a foreign walk barefoot at summertime? I do. How much I know a foreign take off the shoes at summertime and go park go walk barefoot? We have become too lazy. We have become too modern and technologized. That's why I'm telling you, barring using AI to write and so on, I'm not interested in AI. The only thing that AI benefit me with is the writing. Not more. Not more. Me come from a country. Me not used to the high life. Even me living in London for 20 odd years, me still not adapt to the high life. High life expensive. Most people used to go up in the middle class bracket, they not sleep at night time because they have mortgage, they have car, they have credit card loan, they have this, they have that. Me not like high life expensive. You hear me say? High life not cheap. High life not cheap. High life people heart beat real hard before they go sleep at night time. Me not like high life. Me alright when me there. Me no want when me drop out of the tree, everything broke. Me want when me drop. Me want when me drop, me can still get up back with my bone them intact. Someone will go to high in the tree, one on the drop back down, everything broke up. To the point where someone not able to get up back again. Can't climb too high. You understand? We need to fight this war, but we cannot do it lazy. We can go back to nature. We can go back to nature. Whatever like me can plant on my window, me aloe vera, me oregano, me leaf of life. All of them little things there. Uno Jamaica people, no had it dot. And have no yard them look bare and choco and look desertish so. Because no would even plant one little thing in them. Anyway, come about my business there now. Next time the content is my mind people business too much. And what am I doing? Informing you. Keep you in the know. That's my job. Motor Massey. Always attack to make the whole village know. You know the town crier? Yeah. This is Global TV, where we are at the forefront of creating the news. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning. Lovely to have your support, as always. And please do join us back this evening for the people's point of view. We don't know who for Ed we're going to eat off this evening, but certainly, you know them always push them head in our way. So there's a great chance we'll have something to chew on later. So thank you all very much. Hit the like button, like and share the live, and make sure you interact with the articles we're putting out on our Facebook. All of our articles that we put out on Facebook, there's a link that leads you to our website. Thank you for being here this morning. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I she never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare every the way. Prepare every the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war cry. Fight down.
Yes, come on, let me go Oregon up on the bedroom window, the kitchen room window.
And do that righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. put time away, put time away.
Yes, it was close
Listen,
to my grandmother growing up.
just as I
She was a
have to watch the
bushman.
man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and fight. Fight down war and fight. Rastafari, war and cry. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.